When I first came to college, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to go into. I was thinking maybe medicine or something to do with film, but I wasn't really sure. So, as I always do when I have a problem, I went to my dad for some advice. And he said to me that as long as I was doing something that made me happy, and as long as it was helping others, then he was happy with whatever I went into. And that was not really the helpful answer that I was looking for, but it was very typical of my dad. It showed me that what's important to him is that whatever I'm doing allows me to help others in some way. I don't really know a better way to explain my dad than that. It seems like his prime objective in life is always to make others happy and help those less fortunate in whatever ways he can. Whether it's buying 13 dozen roses on Mother's Day to make sure that there isn't a mom at our Mother's Day brunch that doesn't get flowers, or the almost monthly strep tests and other medical exams that take place in our house for all of our family and friends, there is not a time when my dad's generosity does not shine through. One thing that my dad likes to remind me, Danny, and Rachel about is that my mom, of blessed memory, would always volunteer as much as she could, and she would always say that it was not simply an act of kindness to do a good deed for someone, but that it is our duty as members of our community to help the society in which we live. And no one has taken this message of my mom's to heart more than my dad. And it's not just my dad's generosity that makes him the incredible person that he is. His commitment to family is certainly something that I hope to pass on to my own children someday. Also, my dad's strong connection to Judaism has always been a big influence in our home. Even after sending me to 8 years of Hillel Day School, 4 years of Jewish Academy, shul every weekend, and the many NCSY Shabbatons that I've gone to, I've never been so inspired by someone's kavanah, someone's devotion, as I am by my dad. I find myself often just watching my dad pray at shul, so inspired by the connection to the prayers that he always has. Even as a child, growing up in public schools, my dad would always walk to shul on Shabbos, and he always loved the NCSY Shabbatons that he went to during high school. And we are always reminded of this because he still is singing all the NCSY songs and chants during Birkat Hamazon. My dad's passion for Judaism, which grew out of NCSY, was certainly one of the factors that pushed me and my brother to both become active in NCSY, and my sister too, attending the Latte and Learns and the Shabbatons and the week-long Yarchei Kala Torah study program in New York. And, of course, I can't forget to mention my dad's sense of humor, if you want to call it that. Believe it or not, I have heard from people that you are funny. Maybe I'm just missing something. I must say, though, that your jokes do always seem to bring a smile to any situation. I'm just hoping that your sense of humor is one quality of yours that I do not inherit. I've already come to terms with male pattern baldness. Abba, I love you very much, as I'm sure everyone else here does too. I've spoken with Danny in Nepal, and despite the lack of phone calls and emails, he loves you too. And we both agree, as does Rachel, that no one deserves to be honored more than you. Mazel tov.